feel it in the thigh. If you drive through it, like you get a, if you punch it or whatever, and you get a good angle on it, and you drive through it, and I kick, where does your body want to go? You can feel like his hips twist and go that way, and so he's absorbing it, right? Because his knee's bending, so it absorbs the impact. If you work on the inside like he chose a punch on, and you can get on the inside of that leg, it has a totally different reaction to his body, doesn't it? You know? So I actually really prefer the inside of the leg because you get a much more disabling motion with his body, and you can do a lot more damage. Calves are totally different. When you kick the calf here, it's a totally different feeling and reaction than if you kick the leg here, right? And so we're going to work outside of the leg, inside of the leg, front leg, back leg. Because if I kick the inside of the back leg, look how his body moves compared to if I kick the inside of the front leg, right? And so if you don't understand how his body is going to react when you kick him, and you have this great idea, oh, I'm going to do this, and you go like this, and he goes a totally different direction than you think he's going to. Okay, so then we're going to get into like where you move and do it, and then we'll do some sweeps where you sweep him and do it. But you have to kind of feel for yourself the direction you move. But if you're kicking with your leg and you're hitting with the shin bone, you get more of a baseball effect, you know, like a baseball bat. So even if you're not kicking hard, I don't think I kicked you any harder than that, right? But it's just a denser kick. It's like hitting it with a stick instead, right? And then you have the follow through. So if you're kicking it like this, it's going to have a completely different effect than if I kick with follow through, intending this to go through the kick. Does that make sense?
Every time I try to lie to myself about feeling alive.
Now we're going to start trying to, I want you to start manipulating their legs, just like we did the hands. And you watched how their body rolled and stuff like that, just like we did the head, to see where his head went, you know, and you rolled him around and got him all dizzy. You're going to do the same thing with the legs. So he can throw a punch, I don't really care what punch you want to do. Eventually we're going to put all this stuff together. And then I want you to kind of like look at his legs. You can step in, go like this. I'm not looking for you to take it down. You don't need to necessarily take it down. You can step in like this, and watch how they react. You can step in and go like this, and watch how they react. You know what I mean? And just start looking at how when they move their leg this way, how their bodies react. Right? Asymmetrical damage does not cause symmetrical collapse. So if I create damage on one side of his leg, he's going to fall toward one side. If I kick him here really hard and I break that knee out, he's not going to go, boom. He's going to go, he's going to fall. And so you got to start learning how he's going to fall, because you don't want him to fall on you. Right? You want to know where he's going to fall. I blow his knee out, bam, I want to know. But he just might curl and come back on me. And I don't want him to fall on me and like break my own leg. So you got to start experimenting. So throw a punch, you can work inside or outside, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Like this is how we start the day, we're doing this. And then you can come through and shoot that leg out. Alright, you can do that. You can just step through, you come in like this, and just step through. And just start kind of playing with it. come here, and you got to take all this into consideration, is that when I hit here and there and boom, come up here like this, that those are all going to be a factor in it. But when I hit, rather than hit here, I want to try and hit like on the hip and get his leg to move, so that it shifts the weight off there. So when I unwind and go boom like this, now his leg is right where I want. And I can boom, kick that thing, come back, kick that thing. Right? So that's what I mean here, right? Yeah. That's what I mean by when you have to know the body mechanics to know how the person is going to react, right? Or whatever you were doing, try to add a second kick in there. So if you were doing this, try to add a second kick. If you were doing this, try to add a second kick. If you were doing this, try to add that. You know what I mean? So try and get a second kick in there and see if you can get both legs working.
Okay, so we have our person, UI, and we have our group. We have something that we have called an outer rim. You can call it whatever you want, but a place, it's almost like a point of no return in your body, how you move. So if you move outside of that outer rim, you become weaker. So we'll take, say if it's a straight punch and I do like an inward kind of block here. If I go and do one of these, I didn't need it out there. I said, drop in that arm. Well, what's my problem here? Right, I'm open. I just
lean in too much.
Lean in. I've got a whole lot of problems. We've got an outer rim. If I say this punch comes in and I just come in and I use this area and go, that's all I got to do. I'm inside my, right? Yes. But all you have to do is meet that. The thing is your body mechanically is strong enough to take a shot, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I don't have to come out here and go, and meet that thing, right? It's not necessary. Same thing with an outward block. So if something comes out, I have to meet it right there. I don't have to go any farther than outside of where my body naturally goes. So if you think about your outer rim, I like to look at it as a like an upside down egg shape. You've got this kind of egg looking kind of shape here, right? It goes out and it kind of comes. But you can see your arms naturally fall when you go this way. Say if you go this way. You want to move smoothly. You stay in this groove. This is your groove. This is where you stay. This is your home. The thing is you can block these with power consistently if you stay in that groove. If you start moving out here and start trying to block this stuff, like being afraid of it, you're outside of your groove and you're going to get caught. Cupping, the same principle applies here. If I go to cup and I use my upper body to try to help him move, I'm using the weakest part of my body with the strongest part of his body. The legs are tree trunks when we compare this to something like this. So, say we take this outer rim theory now here, and he throws that, boom, all the amount of motion that I move. If I want to grab and drag it, same thing. I just have to move this. I'm sparring it. It's popping that much. I'm going to get the reaction in because I'm not trying to hammer this. We shouldn't have to move at all. If we use this motion here, we will block it and we will also redirect it. Kick's coming in, I should only have to move it. So we had our outward, we played with the inward a little bit, now we went down. Well, what if we went upside of the circle? If we went this way. What kind of blocks do we have coming in this direction? This will kind of tie into where we give some power. If we go, and maybe have a shot here, so if I just go from here and go, I have a whole lot going on behind me. So let's say maybe we've got an outward block here. We don't have to go any farther than that. We can use our elastic recoils and use it here at any place. But what about another block? You can see he's got this. He's got a natural rotation. See that? So if we started, we've got our little outer rim. We come with an upward kind of a uppercut first. And pop it out, keeping on this side of that circle, right? So same thing applies. If he comes in with an overhead, and I go up here and I try to meet it somewhere, I compromise my whole structure by coming outside of my If I just pop it, done. Say we're striking now. We're not blocking, we want to strike. Well, to stay in my groove, I have to keep the groove kind of, we've got this little circle here, I'm going to keep it in front of us. If I go here, so I want to be in my groove. This is going to move here. Elbows out, you're in down. Elbows in, you win. Keep this elbow down. A little bit faster. If we keep that elbow down and move in, even if we do a parry, this should come straight in. It's going to be a lot faster. The only thing that makes it powerful, and there's a lot of mechanics that we can go how to hit harder and all this stuff. Speed is power. Physics. Faster the thing moves, the harder it's going to hit. We don't have to commit. Ooh, okay. I need to move again and stay committed to that. I hit him. So if you want to do it with a punch, you know, I might go head, wrist, legs,
right? And so just try to put them all together. So we can start with a grab and try to do the wrist, the head, tilt them back, kick one of their legs, you know, and stuff like that. Then we'll go to a punch, and you can block, go to the head, take them down, take them all the way down if you want. Then you can grab the wrist, roll them over, make them do the flip and flop. And just, serve it up like this, bring it up to a good height. Right up there. And then this would be a strike. So you're gonna, and see how it's just friction. Everywhere I go, I'm not losing contact. When I go like this, I've got it right there. You can actually, like, if you want to, when I come here like that, I don't lose contact. When I totally serve them up like this, you know, I never lose contact with them.